So guys, tell me about where we are now and your project here.
Well, we're almost 10 years into it. We're 9 years into Domaine Rewa, and we're home. And I think we're probably very ready to give it a far more concerted, focused effort now. It's about time. We're ready to come home, and Domaine Rewa's ready to have us home.
Yes, and we're about to build a workshop where we'll be making pots.
So you're a potter, yeah?
I'm a potter, yeah. And we're quite happy to be part of this
lovely region,
yes. And also to integrate my skills into the wine industry by making amphoras eventually. I would like to be able to do that within a year's.
Oh no! Definitely within a year, Yannick. The workshop's finished in April. You're going to go cracking in May.
We have to do a lot of research and development before we actually make the amphora.
And you'll use New Zealand clay, presumably, yeah? So
yes, the idea is
the first amphoras made from New Zealand clay.
I believe that where it ticks the box is if we can use New Zealand clay to make amphora, and eventually use clay from some vineyards who have their own clay, and eventually process their clay to make the amphora. As a customized amphora for their terroir and their winemaking.
And we're getting closer and closer to home on the clay. So we've gone Canterbury, and now we're in Southland, and recently we've just found some clay in Bannockburn.
Yes, the challenge has been to source that clay, but we'll get there. I know we will.
And your vineyard here, you farm biodynamically. And do you think that do you think that's something that's going to increasingly be the case in this region? Because I gather that it's quite a high proportion of vineyards are organic now.
There's 20% of vineyards in Central Otago are organic versus the national, which is 5%. Look, it's personal. It's for us. It was just the right thing to do. It feels right. It's not.
Yes.
It's just we're here for.
It's a philosophy, and we're building a legacy here.
And we're bringing our children up here. We're living here now. It's just we don't really question it. We just live it really. And when you see the proliferation of bird life in particular with the quails and things, it just perpetuates that we've made the right decision, I think. Yes. So the next sort of step is to get some gardens so we can start making our own lotions and potions, and we'll just keep working on that.
So
chickens, there's chickens coming.
Well,
it's just very nice.
We've got our 2 little chickens full time already. Our twin boys, you know.
But it's funny. Biodynamics is. I think you say you're going to go biodynamic and you don't necessarily understand it, and it just very much about it, and then you just learn a bit more, and you learn a bit more, and it's very. It's. I don't really know, because for somebody who
I think it's just from the very beginning, it's a philosophy. So it stems from Rudolf Steiner's writings on the idea of growing wines and vegetables a certain way, which is respectful of nature and the environment where you're in. And this is very much in line with our philosophy and our way of life, really.
Sustainable, intergenerational. But to answer your question, do we think Central Otago is going to become more organic, biodynamic? Look, it probably is one of the least challenging areas to be organic or biodynamic, and we're lucky because and on each side we're surrounded by organic and biodynamic vineyards. So hopefully that's the case, and it seems to be garnering more support in the marketplace, albeit that's not the reason why we've done it at all.
And just having a sort of organising philosophy for help you then to make the daily decisions and the commitments that are required to farm a vineyard.
That's an interesting question, because we just do it that way. But I guess, we have this vast mess, as you've seen, Jamie, of gravel, right, which we weed by hand. And we wouldn't even dream of using a spray. But then when you
don't even want to use Roundup here.
No, you would never even touch anything like that. It's just it never enters into the realm of decision making. So, of course, it does. But you just know that you've got what tools you've got at hand. lot of this, and in terms of your hands.
And wouldn't it be fun if in 10 years' time, you know, when I've been back a few times, I'll come back again in 10 years, and then
Or
suddenly...
hopefully before 10 years.
Hopefully we'll see you before that.
But on the 5th or 6th visit back again, just to see lots of your amphora in the cellars here, and to see,
Of course,
you know, maybe a little more diversity in terms of the method of élevage in cellars here. So you're getting something that's more distinctly Central Otago.
That's very, very much
Exactly,
what we
and
would like.
I also think that the amphora winemaking trend that we're experiencing pretty much all over the world, even in Burgundy, is a good way for small vineyards like ours to differentiate ourselves from bigger vineyards and bigger production vineyards, I think. Yeah. So yes, definitely it'll be nice to be able to be making wine out of amphoras here in Central Otago.
Nice. Excellent. Nice. 2015.
This is 15.
And then we have a hectare of Pinot Gris, and then this is all of our Riesling.
Yannick, tell me about your pots.
Just recently we had a few vintners around, and they were saying, you know, this would be an interesting shape for the amphora actually. But these were originally made for stocking grain, and you can actually see why it's been designed this way, because the mice couldn't have access to the to the grain. Yeah. So this is one of my production, but we also make Andouze pots, which are right behind you. There you go. They were originally made for holding citrus trees.
And that's from where you're from, Andouze?
Andouze is the village where we make the pots, and it's also where we're from. Yeah.